Okay. So children, a very good afternoon to everybody, and let's start today's topic, that is okay, group 18, isn't it? So a small topic, so don't worry, and after that we will start D and F block elements. Okay, so anyhow, first of all, tell me the name of group 18 elements. Okay, so okay, so you can remember these names: helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. Okay, radon is a little bit radioactive. Okay, radioactive. So its use is more in radioactive rather than in normal chemistry. Okay. Next is, what are they known as? So they are known as inert gases. Okay, or noble gases also. Noble gases. Why? Because very less reactive. Okay, children. Why less reactive? Why they are less reactive? Why? So for why we can say that have very stable electronic configuration. Electronic configuration. You can tell like this. Okay. Helium is satisfied by duplet. Okay. Duplet, and remaining members are satisfied by octet. In outermost electrons are 8, and in outermost orbit, if the electrons are 8, then that atom is known to be very stable in outermost orbit. Okay, so this is a natural phenomena in chemistry. So anyhow, here we can use one more concept, that nitrogen gas is also inert gas. Inert gas. Okay, IUPAC has given instruction that along with this, consider nitrogen also inert gas. Okay, because of its triple bond. Okay, they are very less reactive. Okay, anyhow, we are going to study about group 18, so we'll discuss more about 18 only, but you keep this fact in your mind. Okay, let me see, any comment chat is there or what? Okay, so next is, first you have to learn the names. Okay, Hina or Karina are extraordinary. Ratan, you know Ratan means diamond. Diamond, just like you can learn it by any way, but you should know the these names and all. Anyhow, so can you write their electronic configuration, children? Actually, you should know the ability. You should have that ability to write the electronic configuration. Okay, so I think you can write it immediately. For helium, okay, is it necessary to write the electronic configuration? Let us see. What is your opinion? Shall I write all electronic configuration, or you can write your own? Yeah, after oh, as your wish. Okay, because small portion is left, no? So from my opinion is let us finish this group 18 today. So at the end, after finishing group 18, we will complete DN. We will start DNF block elements. Okay, it's a very small topic. So after that, we will start DNF. Don't worry, DNF. Right. So okay, helium, the electronic configuration is 1s2, and for the neon, okay, we can use helium having 2 electron, and then 2s2, 2p6. Okay, then after helium, neon, then argon. What should be the argon? Neon. Neon is having how many electrons? 18. After that, okay, 3s2, 3p6. Okay. Anything to add? No. Then after argon, there is krypton. Okay. So for krypton, we will use argon, and we will use 4s2 and 4p6. And remember, now you have to fill the 3D also. So I think 3D has 10 electron. So can you calculate total numbers, and can you see what number will come here? Okay, let us see. 10, 16, 17, 18. Okay. So here is 18. What is the number of argon? So 18, 20. What we have missed in argon, children? What is the number generally? 2, then 10, then 18, then 36, then 54, and some 86 like this. Huh? So where we are missing? See, we are missing writing electronic configuration. Neon, I think we have written wrong. We have to write. Uh, we have to write how many electrons? Okay. So we have to write 10 electrons, isn't it? Because in neon, okay, in neon only 10 electrons are there, 2 and 8 electron outside. Okay, children. So this is the electronic configuration of argon. In same way, krypton. So now 10 and 18. So now what will be the atomic number? C? Can we match from here? I generally don't remember anything. I totally based on tricks only. So this is 2 and this is 10, and what is this? This is 18. So I told you it is 36, and let us see it is 36 or not. So 18 and 18. So it is 36. So you have to remember like this, because during competitive part, okay, all. So krypton also we have done. What about xenon? Can you write your own xenon? So for xenon, okay, we will use krypton, and we will use 5s2, 5p6, and don't forget 1d will be there. Okay. So which d? So 4d. Shall I use different color? Okay. So 4d will be there. Okay, 4d 10. So can you calculate xenon also number? So krypton is having how many electrons? 36. So please keep on adding 36 and what? 18. So it's 4 and 54. I think it's very clear to you. So you can write the electronic configuration like this. And now tell me, who will write the electronic configuration of radon? Okay, radon. So you know the number is 86. Who will write? Please let me know. Would you like to participate? Okay, yes. Who will write electronic configuration of radon? I. Okay. So Talat, please give the answer. Everybody try. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, start. Okay, we will use Xenon. Xenon is having 54 and outermost orbit will be 6s2, 6p6. Okay. So here 4d, then here it will be 5d10. And now one more participant came, and which is 4f. 4f will be having 14 electrons. Okay. So 54, 14, 10, and again 8 electrons. So 8 for 12, 12 for 16, 1, 6, 7, 8, 86. So we got the accountability for our 86 electrons. So in this way, you can write the electronic configuration. Okay, children. And what you have seen the general electronic configuration. So the general electronic configuration is of all except helium NH2 NP6, means octet is complete. Octet is completed. Okay, that's why they are stable. Now let us see some properties, their physical properties. Okay, children. Physical properties, you know their atomicity. Atomicity is equal to 1. Means they are only atom and they are only molecule. Then what we can discuss? We can discuss about their atomic size. Okay. So atomic size, can we write here first? Helium, Hina, or Karina are extraordinary Ratan. Okay. So atomic size, you know atomic size, children, depends upon n, and if n increases, n means number of orbits. So if n increases, atomic size also increases. So on that behalf, we can say that atomic size increases. So in this way, you have to keep the facts in your mind. Okay, regular trend increases. Okay, next, let us come about what is that? Electron affinity. Electron affinity. What will happen to the electron affinity? For electron affinity, let me put some data in front of you, then it will be easy. Electron affinity. Group 18. Okay, so see, very interesting data. Okay, that's why I am giving in detail. Argon, krypton, xenon, and radon. Okay, this one is having electron affinity 48. Okay, children, and then all of a sudden there is a increase. Okay, there is increase because you know there this is 1s2. Electronic configuration is 1s2, and automatically from duplet it is coming to octet. So there is a vast difference. Okay, so don't get panic by observing the data. This is 116. Okay, and you know some irregular trend is there. See, generally what we know. So there is a difference. First of all, you have to understand that why such a great difference is there, because from duplet to it's coming octet. Okay, and then you know 116, after that 96. Okay, and then see 96, and then value is 77 and 68, means electron affinity decreases. Electron affinity decreases. Electron affinity decreases. Okay, children. So sometime it may be written like this order: helium, okay, then neon, and then neon is greater than argon, is greater than or nearby same, then krypton, okay, and which is greater than xenon, which is greater than radon. In this way you can tell about electron affinity. Hope you know electron affinity. If you don't know electron affinity, okay, please see my lecture based on electron affinity. Okay, electron affinity. If you don't know what is electron affinity and all, if you want to know more about electron affinity, just WhatsApp me, I will send you the lecture. Next is if anybody have any query, please ask me. Okay, why it is decreasing or what is that, anything. Electron affinity means when electron gained by an isolated atom, okay, the amount of energy exchange, either release or absorb, okay, that is known as electron gain enthalpy. And just if we change the sign of electron gain enthalpy, that becomes electron affinity. And the value of electron affinity predict or give an idea, okay, that how much attraction it has for the incoming electron. So on that basis, there are so many factors: electronegativity, polarity, okay, solubility, okay, so many things are based. So we can look after and take care about the various properties. Anyhow, so next was children. So can you tell me any idea it is an exothermic process or endothermic process, children? Electron affinity or electron gain enthalpy. You know, electron affinity is nothing, it is minus of del Heg. So electron gain enthalpy. Okay, so they are stable, and if you want to give electron to them, okay, then they will become unstable, stable and unstable. They will become unnecessary. You are disturbing their electronic configuration. So this reaction is non-spontaneous. So you have to provide energy along with the electron. You have to provide energy, then only this process will take place. So this is an endothermic process, children. Endothermic. They don't want electron, but you are by force, you are means fitting that electron in that atom. So it is an endothermic process. Did you understand? That's why they are all are having a negative value of positive value of del Hg. Okay, they are not releasing energy, they are absorbing energy, and minus of del Hg known as electron affinity. So all are having minus charge here, affinity. If we write affinity, they all are having minus charge. Minus means they don't love electron. They don't love electron. Okay. Who don't love more? Hate. Neon hate the most. Okay. Most negative value. Xenon is it is radioactive element. So we can have hope some idea because it is having less hatred about electrons. Less. Helium, this is very small particles. So anyhow, next one is about their what we say melting point and boiling point, children. Order of melting point and boiling point. So you know the what will be the order, because melting point and boiling point, you should know the factors also. So you will get more clarity. This melting point and boiling point generally, okay, depends upon some type of attraction forces, and because they don't have any type of possibility of any either dipole or ionic or like this, so they have simply the force which is attracting between them is van der Waals forces. Okay, children, van der Waals forces, or you can say London forces. And you know London forces, okay, is directly proportional to molecular volume. Molecular volume means number of orbits and all. So for on that basis, if melting point and boiling point depends upon attraction force, and that attraction force name is van der Waals forces or London forces, dispersion forces also you can tell, dispersion forces, and they are directly proportional to molecular volume. So definitely for molecular volume, you know, radon is bigger and helium is the smallest. So more volume is of radon. Okay, and then in that way we can say that attraction force is increasing. So the order will be, again we can say that okay children, increases, you can write this information we required, increases from helium to radon. Am I clear? Did you get the point? Did you get the point, beta? Melting point and boiling point. Hers, for what you have given me exothermic, sir, Zen can react, then also it under noble gases. Why? It can react, but it was, see, this definition of noble gas was told about some room temperature. So anyhow, in room temperature, nobody is reactive, first of all. And previously, okay, unless and until one breakthrough and Bartlett, I will tell you, I will discuss everybody. So previously everybody, when the breaking news was not there, up to that everybody told them that all are noble gases. After that we came to know that okay, among this group, this xenon is no more noble. Okay, they are reactive, they are reacting. Okay, so don't worry. But till then their name was in noble gases. So we are continuing the history. We are continuing the history. Okay, children. So don't worry. When our IUPAC will tell that now xenon is reactive, some more experiments are being done. If it will react more, okay, then we will remove the name of xenon from the noble gas list. Did you understand, children? So still research are going on. Okay, right. See, if you have any doubt, okay, you keep on asking me. I will give you all answer. I have so many things to tell, but we have some protocols, okay, and time formats, and uh, means under set of time only we have to consider the syllabus and everything. So that's why so many facts are there in my mind. I can discuss for hours and hours on group 18 elements. So everything I have to keep in mind, time factor, okay, and the relevant informations, your syllabus, your competitive part, everything. So children, we have discussed melting point also. Now let us discuss some more physical properties. Let us see what is the next one. So melting point. Okay, let us see volatile nature. Volatile nature. Volatile means those who can immediately convert into gaseous form. Okay, so that already if you know this point, immediately you can tell that volatile nature. Okay, volatile nature. Okay, okay, which one is having little bit attraction force, more attraction force? Already they are monoatomic only van der Waals force is working. So you know that melting point, boiling point increases. On that ground only we can say that helium is more volatile and this is less volatile. So we can say that volatile nature, tendency to go in gaseous state, okay, okay, uh, decreases. Volatile nature decreases. Okay, volatile decrease means among this they can put an objective question of any way. They can give you 4 options and they can tell which one is more volatile. So if you never heard about the volatile nature and all, so you may not give the answer and you can leave. And though this was a easy question, so you know that helium is the most volatile among this group 18 elements. Okay, children. Now they can ask this same concept in different nature. Tendency, order of tendency of liquefaction. Okay, children, tendency of liquefaction. So now tendency of liquefaction means what? Already suppose they are in gaseous state. Okay, if we want to convert them into liquid state, who will become liquid state first? Again, same concept, same melting point, volatile nature, and we can that we can use. So liquefaction means okay, important role of attraction force. Important role, okay, important role of attraction force. And you know in which case? So okay, leave it radon. It is a radioactive element. Okay, among these, tell me. So which will have more attraction force? Xenon compared to helium. So who will get liquefy easily? So we can say the nature okay, tendency to liquefaction will increase. Why? Because attraction force increases. So children, tendency of liquefaction, volatile nature, melting point, boiling point, atomic size, electron affinity, atomicity, okay, stable electronic configuration, writing electronic configuration skill, Everything you have to keep in your mind, children. Okay. And if you miss also this video, or if you want to repeat again, just WhatsApp me, I will send it. You can go through again and again, again and again. And believe me, more you go through, more you will understand. Okay, next is, children, solubility in water. Solubility in water. Okay, solubility in water. So solubility in water, children, we can discuss in two ways. One is normal condition. Okay, and another one under. See what spelling I am writing of under. So under high pressure. So under high pressure, those gas which are not soluble also, if we put pressure, they will get soluble in water due to pressure. That is known as Henry's law. Henry's law. I will explain you when I will Henry's law. When I explain solution chapter, I'll explain it. But in normal condition, children, I will tell you they are very, very, very less soluble. Very less soluble in water. Okay, they are not soluble in water, children. Okay, why they are not soluble, children? Can anybody say? So H2O, they are strongly bonded. H2O is a polar molecule. Okay, only just simply remembering it is not soluble, it is not, means that is not enough, children. For every reason, every information, you should have some logic. Otherwise you may forget. You may forget during your competitive part. Okay, when actually you are going to apply that phenomena, you may forget. So please give some help to your memory. So see, if you are using inert gas, okay, suppose neon is there. Now neon is okay, neon is non-polar. Neon is non-polar. So you know solubility rule. Okay, like dissolves like. Okay, polar will dissolve in polar and non-polar will dissolve in non-polar. So here you know that group 18 elements are non-polar, and so they cannot dissolve here. And one more condition is there, that the bonding, okay, between water and water, okay, is strong. Okay, it is strong bonding. Okay, and this bond, water and this non-polar, is a weak bond. It is a weak bond. So why unnecessary water will break their friendship? Okay, why they will break their friendship to make a new friendship which is very unstable, which is temporary? Okay, so if this bond would have been more stronger, then this bond would have broken and they would have gone for some stability. So I think it's very clear to you. And so what was our discussion? Our discussion was very, very less soluble in water. Okay. Anyhow, when you give pressure, then everybody has to dissolve in water. But again, that dissolve is depending upon that dissolution, depend upon solubility. Depends upon two factors. One is pressure, more is the pressure, more is the solubility, and attraction force. More is the attraction force, more is the solubility, directly proportional. Okay. Okay. So now suppose if you have applied same pressure to all gas, then attraction force will be the dominant factor, and you know in which case the attraction force is more. So on that basis, you can say that the order of solubility, when same pressure is applied, then helium will show less solubility than neon, then xenon. Did you understand, children? So these are regarding solubility. Okay. So these are the important things about physical properties. And let me see what is the time. So we can enter into chemical properties. Oh, yes, we have sufficient time. Any problem till now, children? Any problem? Can you explain to which volatile nature depends upon its weight? Yes, it depends upon weight. Yes, Hers, to which point you want to explain? Hers, are you there? Okay. So let us move to, I think its problem might be solved. So now let us move to the chemical properties. Okay. So these are general properties. Okay, children. So now, sir, can you explain why these elements are very, very less soluble? My video got stuck due to the net. Okay, don't Sakshi. I will send you this one. Okay. Or otherwise, simply if you just see, it's not soluble because for solubility, no. For solubility, children. For solubility, one rule is there that like particles, similar type of particle will dissolve in each other. So polar will dissolve in polar. So water is polar, children, and water is having a strong hydrogen bonding between them. It is a strong bonding, intermolecular hydrogen bonding. And neon or any group 18 elements are non-polar, okay. So if you want information about non-polar and polar and polarity, please send me a WhatsApp. I will send you the lecture of polarity. So there you can understand more. Okay. So children, this non-polar will, if they dissolve also, they form a very weak bond with the polar molecule. And already they are having a strong bonding. So why they will break this strong bonding to form a weak bonding with neon? And if there is no bonding with the incoming guest, okay, so what it will do in the liquid? It cannot. Only the bonding can keep in the liquid. If the bonding is not there, immediately it will escape from the liquid. And if it escape from the liquid, we will say that it is not soluble in water. And but if you apply pressure, if it is coming out, and if you are applying pressure, from top side with some piston or like this, definitely there is no option. If you are applying pressure, they have to dissolve in water. And if they have some attraction force, okay, so the solubility will increase more under same pressure. Suppose if we give same pressure to everybody, like 2 atm to everybody, then in same pressure, xenon will show more solubility than krypton, then argon, then neon, and then helium. I think this is clear to you, children. The person who has asked. Okay, Sakshi, did you understand? Okay, and please send me, WhatsApp me. I will send you the lecture also. Next, children, we will discuss about chemical properties. Chemical properties. So regarding chemical properties, so many things are there. First, I will discuss. Okay, I will directly come to XEFN compounds. Then I will discuss about ionization energy and Bartlett. Okay, Bartlett. Don't worry, I will come to everything. XEFN. Okay, compounds. So generally, in our periodic table, fluorine and oxygen are the highest electronegative element. Fluorine is having highest and then oxygen. So, but the demerit in fluorine is that highly electronegative, 4.0, and oxygen is 3.5. Fluorine is having high electronegativity, but demerit is form only single bond. But oxygen is having little bit, only 0.5 difference is there, but it forms multiple bond. So both the members are extraordinary in our 118 elements. Extraordinary elements, extraordinary atoms to form bond. Means everybody has courage. Everybody has courage to form bonds with fluorine and oxygen. If you ask them, would you like to react with fluorine? They will say, yes, readily accepted about formation of bond with oxygen and fluorine. I will give more information. If you want to learn, you can try for chemical bonding. Just ask me, I will send you the lecture on chemical bonding. There I have given complete description of oxygen and fluorine. Anyhow, so xenon can react with fluorine, and they can react with oxygen, and they can react with combinedly also. So this is known as xenon fluorine compounds. And type of compounds are okay. See, XeF2, XeF4, XeF6, and XeF8. Okay, children. These are the xenon fluorine compounds. Here you can see, okay, xenon is having +2, then +4, then +6, and this +8. Children, I will give you a red marker in this. This compound is, red is not clearly visible, so I will use some another color also. This is very unstable. This is not formed, children. Okay. If anybody want reason, I can tell you. If you don't want any reason, I will not tell you. Okay. But this is unstable. But this is formed, and this is formed. If you want to know that why it is means difference of two halogens are coming, that if you do the excitation state, okay, each excitation step develops, each excited state develops two unpaired electrons, children. That's why they are differing by two valencies. That is why they are differing by two valencies. Okay, Mariam Firdos want to know why it is unstable. Oh, Satyaparna also want to know. Okay, give reason. Oh my God, so many want to know why. Children, okay. See, and for that we have to go for a means all electronic configuration and all. You try your own also excited state. So there are 4 excited state: first excited, second, third, and fourth, like this. See, up to this, okay, it's okay. But here, you know, ionic size. You know, cation is smaller than its parent atom, and more is the positive charge on the cation, more smaller it will be. So xenon is bigger, then ZE plus 2, and ZE is plus 2 is bigger than ZE plus 4, and ZE plus 4 is bigger than ZE plus 6, and ZE, sorry, not ZE, I am really sorry, Z, I am telling Z, XE, sorry, I am extremely sorry, XE, 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 okay. So because xenon, his name is there, no, so xenon, Z flavor comes. Xe is greater than Xe plus 2, and Xe plus 2 is greater than Xe plus 4, and Xe plus 4 is greater than Xe plus 6, and Xe plus 6 is greater than Xe plus 8. So you know that this is the atom, children. If this is the atom, so if xenon is like this, then Ze is this much and this much and this much, and you can see how small it is. Very, very, very small. So if the vehicle is very small, how can he upload so many passengers? So this is the reason which you can give. If this is very smaller, okay, then how this 8 fluorine atom can adjust, okay. So this technically, this type of problem is known as in chemistry, when such type of situation occurs in chemistry, that if there is a problem of packing, okay, formation, they want to form, all possibilities there, but there is no place, that type of situation is handled by the term which are used in chemistry is steric hindrance problem. This molecule cannot be formed. Steric hindrance problem. Okay, children? So I think how many of you can know? Means up to this only they will form. Up to this only. This can't be formed. If they try also, it cannot be formed. If they form also, again they will come back. Reversible reaction will take place. How many of you understand? Write me fast. Everybody understood? Okay. So I think, children, today's time is over. So one more 50 minutes will be required. Okay. Yes, plus 7 cannot be formed because in every excited state, 2 unpaired electrons will be formed and remaining will be kept in form of lone pair. So don't worry, we will start D and F block also, but 150 minutes is required, okay, for the remaining chemical properties. So everything is there. We have to maintain the time format also, and but we cannot skip any information, children. Okay, we cannot skip any information. Okay. So if you want, I can prepare the chemical property video and I can send you, or and I can start DNF block tomorrow, or otherwise we can be relaxed because DNF block element introduction and some general properties are there. In that part we will require very less time. So don't worry, we will up to the next week, okay, means on till Saturday we will be on track. Okay, did you understand, children? Okay, so okay, actually this schedule is for group 18 only, but all of a sudden because of maybe some technical problem they have given DN block. So anyhow, we are ready to face every type of problem. We are ready. Okay, so today this one student, Sneha Chaudhary, show me your hand, raise your hand. Sneha Chaudhary is present. Okay, she's not present today. Okay, then Ronak, Soren, Ghatak, Rajnandani, Okay, so thank you very much, children. I'm ending. Okay.